everybody. I'm finally here. Let me see if I can get you guys over here. So we're just sitting here. We're just waiting. Oh, yay! Hi, Diane. I don't know if you were on the other one or not. This is so weird to be talking to the camera and you're right there. Hi, Crafty Librarian. What's your name, though? I don't know if you guys were on the other one or if... Hi, you guys. Okay. So everyone's able to... You guys are able to move from the other one. Technical difficulties is all I can explain. Okay, so let's see. I've got Diane, Crafty Librarian, Joanne, Sandy, Kayla. Hi, everybody. Oh.
So Kayla was on the other one.
Okay, so. Yeah, I see a couple more. I'm still trying to catch my breath because I was stressing out so much because I couldn't get it to work. I don't know. This is my test run or my first time, right? Okay. Hi, Kay. Is it Kay? Is that your first name, I hope? And Vicky.
Justice.
Hi, Justice.
Our kids are on.
Okay. Hi, Lisa. Oh, hi, Lori. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Kimmy. Oh, hi, Leanne, Susan, Ann. Hi, you guys. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I'm still trying to catch my breath. So I know I'm going to need to introduce him again as, hey, Michelle. Okay, so here he is. The myth, the legend, known as the unicorn husband. This is Jeff, for everyone that wants to know. Hi, Missy. Let's see, who else has joined that I missed? Hi, Susan. Yeah, I was going to ask everybody. Oh, Lori says cutie pie.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Oh, look at Justice. He's my dad. Oh, my gosh. You guys, I'm freaking out. I did not know this many people were going to join me. Yay. Oh, okay. All right. So sometime you guys are going to have to help me with all the other stuff that you were chatting about before I could get up online. Oh, look at this. Okay, now Mitchell's on here too. Okay, so now Mitchell and Justice and Vivian are on here. And Mitchell's asking, can Jeff stitch? Oh my goodness. Okay.
I can sew.
And thank you, Michelle. Stitching. Yes, no crickets. Okay. Okay. You guys, all these nice comments and greetings. Like I said, it's so exciting that to have all of you guys. Hey, Jennifer, hi. Oh, Justice says Dad cannot stick. I think that he meant stitch. I don't think that he can't. I think he doesn't choose to. How about that?
I can sew.
Yes, you can sew. And I have a quilt to prove it. It's packed away because I don't want anything to happen to it, which is silly. I should be using it. Okay, I see some of you are telling me where you're from. I see Pennsylvania, New York. Let's see. I know Alaska is represented and
Iowa.
The Seattle area.
So we got Iowa.
Justice is telling me he's outside our door and he's waving at me.
Wisconsin.
Hi, Katie. If I miss any of you in saying hi, I'm sorry.
Utah.
I'm trying to catch everybody.
Maine.
Oh my gosh.
Alaska's in the
Hawaii. Yeah, eventually Alaska is going to be in this house. Right, Michelle? Oh, yeah, and Leanne is in British Columbia. Yay. Leanne, I think you're the only international person that we have at the moment.
Oh, there's UK.
Oh, hi, Nadine. I hope I pronounced your name right. Let's see. Hawaii. Sherry. I wish I was in Hawaii. Someday. Oh, hey, Kathy. And I think I already said hi to Missy. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Hey, Christina. Christina's in Long Island. Oh, yeah. And if you didn't know, Justice is letting everyone know they're in Michigan. Okay. Oh, hey, Phyllis. I'm sorry it was so hard to find me. I was freaking out and having so much technical difficulties. I think I figured it out. You all are talking to me. Northern California, Ontario. Okay, so Lisa's asking how old our kids are. So Mitchell is the oldest. He is 20. Right? Yes. Yeah. I know. I had him when I was like 5. Yes. Anyway, he's 20. He is in his second year at college. He still lives here with us because college is really close, which is awesome. So saving lots of money. And let's see. Then there's Justice is in 6th grade. He's 12, as he's telling you in the comments. And Vivian is 10, and she is in 4th grade. So those are our 3 kiddos. And then, hi, Sarah. Thanks for joining in. Let's see. And then I don't know who was able to catch Flosstube last week, but I was able to introduce the new member of our family.
Yes.
Oh, I probably should let Jeff do a little talking, huh? Oh, I just see Justice and Vivian making all kinds of comments. Okay. So our new member of our family is Marty, and he's doing really well. He's still getting used to, this new place that he's living.
Exploring. He's exploring everywhere.
And curious.
Right.
Actually, I saved something to show everyone. Excuse me. And I hope you can see this. Do you see the teeth marks? Now, why did he choose my Stitch Folk bag? Why not one of the cheapy Amazon bags?
He wanted to see how much you loved
like this.
He wanted to see how much you loved him.
No, he chewed on my Stitch Folk bag. Okay, so now I have to pick up and put my stitching. I can't leave it, unfortunately, stitching was in there. Nothing happened to my stitching, thank goodness. Oh, I would have been really mad. So anyway, it was just the bag. Apparently he likes the vinyl because I have a tote basket thing that I was holding project bags in, and he's been chewing on the handles I discovered. So that's also in here, which my craft room has doors on it, and I just keep them closed. And I just have to, at night when I'm going to bed, I have to pick up any of my stitching and I put it in here, close the doors.
Joanne said he has good taste, obviously.
Well, yeah, right. And okay. All right, Christina, you says cat loves any vinyl and plastic. Okay, so if you have any suggestions for me on how to deter him from this, or I just need to keep it away from him, I think. And marking his territory, yes. Does anyone give their cats chew toys, like dog chew toys, like little dogs? Because that's what I was thinking about getting a couple. So if anyone has an opinion on that, share it with me. Let's see. How about Denise, I see you're in Michigan, I think. And I know Katie's in Michigan. Yep. Thanks, Christina. Just keep it away. That's what we're trying to do. And yeah. Okay. So Lisa, you're telling me your parrots would love your floss. I'm kind of surprised by this. He hasn't been that interested in my floss when I'm stitching. It's weird. But he also isn't sitting on my lap yet, where he's getting closer, but he doesn't really cuddle up on our lap yet. So maybe that's why. Okay. And let's see. I have 2 cats. They just scratch up the furniture. Oh, while we're working on deterring him from that, we have a ton of scratching pads all over. And he's doing mostly pretty good. So we're getting there. Let's see. And okay, Michelle, I see you're telling someone, okay, to try to tell Kathy, you're with us now. Okay, cool. I'm sorry for having technology issues, you guys, but thank you for following me around. All right, so enough about Marty for today, I guess, because we have our special guest here. So how about, does anybody have any questions for Jeff?
Oh no, we're not going down that road. I mean, before we started this, Michelle said, okay, look at the camera, sit up straight. All this, perfection. You guys know how perfection she is. She had me all in line.
I'm working on it. And to answer your question, Michelle, no, Justice is no longer outside the door. Justice, are you asking me how old I am? You don't ask that. Oh, here you go, Jeff. Do you have a favorite finished stitch?
A favorite finished stitch. Always the next one.
I'm trying to think of there was something that you loved.
I like your pillows that you do. I think the pillows.
Yeah, there was something, I can't remember what it was that you, maybe if I think about it a little more, I might be able to remember. There was one he kind of made a bigger deal about when I got through it than others. Let's see. Oh, Kay, yes, your cat leaves all your stitch stuff alone. Our Jasper mostly left my stuff alone. I mean, I just had to put it in a bag, but it could lay like on the sofa or whatever, and he never bothered it. Oh, Christina, she's asking, is Michelle as sweet as she seems?
Much sweeter.
Would you like me to step out of the room so you can answer honestly?
I love my awesome wife. What more do I need to say?
Let's see. Oh, Justice said he wasn't asking me how old I am. He was asking Dad how old he is. Come on now.
Does Jeff help pick out patterns?
Well, you missed one.
Oh.
Kathy asked what your favorite thing is that I've stitched. And we were just talking about that, Kathy, and you were probably typing it as we were talking about it. So I know there's something in particular, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is right now.
I think it changes with the seasons. I mean, as you're doing Halloween, there's 1 or 2 items out of that, the Christmas stockings, so I think it changes.
In general, I would say he's not a big fan of samplers. But as I'm stitching more things and he's seeing some things, he actually is starting to like them more. So, anyway, so I hope that sort of answers the question. Crafty Librarian is telling you that you wore the correct shirt. And let's see. Oh, okay. So Joanne is saying, after 32 years of marriage, I have finally gotten my husband to cross stitch. Do you think you may pick up cross stitching too?
Well, actually, I think I'm looking at my retirement right now. YouTubing.
Oh. So are you gonna...
Do you think I'm stitched? I'd probably sew more than I would stitch. Probably.
Okay.
I'd probably get back into that.
But what would you really like to do with your free time? Why don't you share that with everybody?
Golf.
Yes, that's the answer that I was looking for you to say. So that's the plan. Was that
Hallmark movies are great. We had a good time at Christmas time watching
right
together. I mean,
yeah, but you can only sit and watch so many movies without doing something else, I think. So yeah, so golfing is far and above his kind of thing, and he's very good at it. Let's see. Does Jeff help pick out patterns? Jennifer, yes, a little bit. So back in November when we went on our road trip, he took me to Keepsakes and we went through the whole place, and I just realized I'm probably bumping this table and making it shake. I'm sorry if I've been doing that. Anyway, we went to Keepsakes. He took me there and he walked through Keepsakes like 3 or 4 times with me and looked through things and did pick out a few charts. And I'm supposed to work on getting those started at some point, but he said no rush, stitch
probably
other
more
stuff
of the
too.
Finishes. I would say I have more input on the finishes.
Yes. So if you go back to when I was doing like Halloween finishes and I did a bunch of them, he helped me plan out quite a few of those full finishes. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. Oh, hi, Denise. You're watching from New Zealand. Thank you for watching. Okay, Michelle. Does Jeff feign interest when you start talking stitching? I think I've talked about this before, that's one of the reasons I like Flosstube so much is I can stand here in front of the camera and I can talk about it as much as I want. And you guys continue to watch it. So I must have something interesting to say instead of getting the, we all know that look, right? The eyes kind of glaze over because I'm so excited. And also, I mean, I don't know if you can probably even tell right now, just sitting here, Jeff's real even keeled and I have highs and lows and I get really excited about, about stuff. And he is like the calming influence, I guess. So yeah, I try not to bore him too much. And let's see. Okay. And Michelle, you are asking if it was a farm stitch that was his favorite. I don't think you know what? I know what his favorite stitch was, and it's not fully finished yet. give me just a second. I think I can go grab it really quick and I can show you. Oh, and let's see. And for the farm stitch, Michelle, I think it's a whip that I'm going to show here in a few minutes. So then I can get back to that. Kathy, you're asking me what my shirt says. It says love. It's in gold letters. You can't.
And I think it even says love Jeff.
I wore it because I just felt like love needed to be out in the world right now. So I like wearing, that's just kind of one of my ways of coping, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so Debbie, you're saying it's nice that Jeff knows I cross stitch because your husband tells everyone you crochet or quilt. So do you not crochet or quilt at all? You just cross stitch, and he mixes it up that much? And Christina's saying her husband calls it sewing. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Sarah says those FFOs you helped with were great. He had really awesome ideas. Sometimes I get stuck. Oh, Justice is asking if he can get in the video. Thank you, Christina. Let's see. And thank you, Kathy, for loving my shirt. I don't think you can hear any. I don't hear any cat meows. I think that he's off with the kids. Okay, so let me find my stitch really quick. Jeff, you can chat.
Oh, so it's my show now.
Yeah.
All right. So eventually we'll have to get into Jeff's mystery bag because, you know, Michelle's on a spending freeze, but I'm not. So we'll have to get to that. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, you know, stitchy friends. Michelle talks about you guys all the time. And so I really appreciate that. And, you know, she's just having a blast doing this. Her YouTube channels, Flosstube channel is going really well. So thank you for that. Thank you for following her and supporting that. And, you know, if you guys could see this whole room, which eventually I think she's going to show you a tour. Not tonight, but at some point she wants to show a tour. So, oh, that's the end of the Jeff show.
All right. So, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this was, it's weird using the computer for this, but whoops. Yeah. Here I have a board so you can see it a little better. Okay. So I think this is Jeff's favorite stitch so far.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
And by the way, for you guys, are you seeing things backwards or are they flipped so that when you're viewing everything, it's reading correct? I'm just curious.
Like, are we upside down or what?
See, no, like, are the words all backwards? Let's see. Sup, Dad? Oh my gosh, you guys are saying so many nice things, and I don't want to read them all off because I feel like it's bragging. But thank you so much.
So everything's reading fine.
Okay, that's what. All right. Okay, I wasn't sure. All right. So anyway, it would take me a while to pull this chart out. It's a Flamingo Toes. Is that the right name? I think so. But I did a total color conversion on this. It was brighter red, brighter green, and pinks and light, like aqua blues. And then I
The
took,
fabric is Grandpa's sleeve, though.
no, not this one.
Not this one.
This one was the white barn board from Fabric Flair. And I sprayed it with Instant Antique spray. Sorry for covering your face. Here, I can not cover your face so much. How's that? I can cover mine. So anyway, I think this was one of your favorites. And I have the finishing piece for this. It is perfection and it will look awesome. I just need to get my buns in here and work on some full finishes. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. So I think we're kind of, oh, tell us more about the Instant Antique spray. Yes, I'll grab the bottle. Just a second. Okay. Let me keep this. This is fun. Now that I figured out how to do it, I get to do it again. Okay, so here's the bottle. So it's Instant Antique and it is Primitive Gatherings. I think I bought this on Etsy, but I know if it's in stock, Fat Quarter Shop carries it sometime, or if they have it in stock, they have carried it, and you could search for it on Etsy too. So, and all you got to do is spray, and you can control how much you spray and make it darker. I
think you should move on to your stuff you want to talk about.
I was going to see if you wanted to talk. Yes. Okay. So what I was going to do is give Jeff a couple minutes here because I think he wanted to share some things. Okay. I'll help you. And then I'm going to talk about my March Madness and my March Madness plans. And I can show you all the things that I have planned to put into that mix. And then at the end, I was going to do like question and answer. So if you come up with some other questions, while we're talking or sharing right now, and then I'll try to answer them at the end. Let's see. And Sarah, yes. So just send me an email is probably the easiest. That or a message on Instagram, either way. And remind me, and I will share the details of how I did, what the pattern name is of the truck, and I can even share what colors I used instead of the called for. Oh, yes. Okay. So I think I answered the questions on the antique spray. And Lisa, yeah. Okay. So you got some and you're using it and you love it. I know. It's so nice to just, I'm not into dyeing fabric. Okay. Kathy, you said to put it on my Instagram. Actually, if you went to my Instagram, you can scroll back and find that finish, and I will have that listed, what I did to the fabric. And I can't remember if I put the floss colors, but the pattern name is there and everything. So all the details are already on Instagram. And if I could remember which episode of Flosstube I shared it in, it would also be in there. But I mean, if you wanted, you could go rewatch my Flosstubes to find it. Let's see. And okay, Jennifer, you need to find me on the good old IG. Yes. Okay, so it's the same as my YouTube channel. It is Penny's Daughter Shares, all one word and no punctuation. And let's see. Yeah, and Kathy, if you have other questions about details about it and I didn't share what you wanted to know in the Instagram post, just let me know. I'm more than happy to get the information for you. Okay. All right. So let Jeff talk a little bit here because he was going to share. And then I'll talk about my March Madness. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I see one more question from Marla. I sprayed my fabric before I stitched on it because then I could control, the shade my fabric was. Like that particular one that I showed you, I went back and sprayed it probably 2 or 3 times until I got it as dark as I wanted because I didn't want to get too dark right from the start. I'm pretty sure that people have sprayed this on already stitched things. I'm not that brave. So I hope that helps. Oh, I was going to put it away. Sorry. Am I going to share my best barbecue recipe for the perfect steak? I'm not sure where that question is coming from. Oh, and Kathy, no, the antique spray doesn't really have a smell. Oh, and that's a question for Jeff. Oh, okay, Jennifer.
The steak question?
Mm-hmm. How are you going to answer that? Are you going to answer it?
I think a little garlic, a little butter. I think that's what I like most. Is probably some garlic butter, probably on my steaks. But we need to get into, every stitching husband has to have a mystery bag or a reserve. You just got to have that because Michelle is on a spending freeze, as you know. And so I have collected a few items to make sure that these 3 months of spending freeze continue to be happy. It's tax season, so I'm busy all the time and out presenting at different events and stuff like that. So we need to, I think Michelle says it best, right? So, got to share our charm pack.
So what fabric is this? Or did you need help with
Flirt.
that?
Let's go with Flirt.
That is the fabric collection.
All right.
It's, let's see, Sweetwater from Moda, Flirt, which just recently came out, I think. Yes?
Yes. But of course it can't travel alone, right? That's what Michelle says.
Right.
They can't travel alone.
No, things can't travel alone.
Things can't travel alone. So we got some grunge. I believe this is grunge.
Yes. Basic gray grunge. Yuletide. Jelly roll.
A jelly roll. When I think of jelly rolls, it's something to eat.
Yeah, well, it kind of looks like a jelly roll, doesn't it? Yeah.
Always like.
So those. What would this be good for, Jeff?
Little scraps to put my quilts together.
Okay.
Or finishing.
Okay.
For pillows.
Yes. Okay.
Another, because Michelle always needs to have a beautiful day, so I thought I would go with Beautiful Day Fabric Charm Pack.
Which maybe everyone can notice in the background here. I have the kit from Fat Quarter Shop to do the quilt along, and I fell in love with that fabric once I had it in my hands.
But we can't just have a charm pack. We got to have a half yard pack. I mean, quilting, stitching husbands, they just got to have a stash. A collection.
It's a collection, not a stash. There's no shame in it. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You fully agree with that, right?
I probably can't. Yes.
Yes.
I probably can't get away with breaking this and like giving you 10 pieces at a time.
No. Bundles you don't break.
Oh.
No. And and what do you call my cross stitch linen collection?
Library.
Yes, my fabric library. He's the one that came up with that terminology.
Yes.
Collection I heard from Sherry, Colorado cross stitcher, and I love that idea because I feel like then there is no shame in collecting. It's part of the hobby, and stash feels more not shame-filled, but just not, it doesn't give it a place of honor, where collecting does, at least for me. Let's see. Lisa is asking if you raid my collection to fill your mystery bag.
No.
And Missy is saying,
Special
oh
orders.
boy, my husband is listening.
I do special orders and pre-orders, I think.
You don't do pre-orders.
I think I'm on the pre-order list.
Oh, okay. Oh, hint, Michelle. Jeff needs a quilt. Yes, Katie. Actually, I wasn't going to pull it out, but one of my pre-orders, and I don't know if you remember, but with my spending freeze, I decided that my pre-orders that I had ordered months ago, I was going to let come in anyway. And then any of my subscriptions, I've just continued to collect because I don't want to miss out on, stopping my subscriptions and then not being able to get back in. Anyway, if we go back to the Flirt collection, I had pre-ordered the half yard bundle that came this week. And I don't know how familiar you guys are with this collection. But it's red. Yes, I'm sorry. Here I'm talking for you and you're sitting here. What are your favorite colors, Jeff?
Black and red.
Mm-hmm. And then all these hearts and stuff. So I pre-ordered this for him so that I could make him a quilt. So I need to get to work on that. I didn't get that zipped up, but that's fine. Do you have anything else to share with us?
I don't know what it is.
Thank you, Jennifer. You said we all collect things and we share what we collect. It's a wonderful term. Yes, thank you.
The last thing I have is a fabric pack. So I don't really have any stitching reserves. I'm going to have to work on my stitching reserves.
No, because you gave me the credit card as a surprise on our anniversary to buy some cross-stitching things.
Yes.
So I'm coming up with a list. He can pick it up anytime he wants and start ordering stuff. This particular package of fabric is some solid yardage in a few different shades of the basic gray grunge, which I love. I love basic gray fabric and I love the grunge things because I like the texture. And these were picked out to coordinate with the Beautiful Day collection. So these are just some solids to kind of go with that.
That's all I had. That's all I had.
That's your share for today?
That's my share.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, yes. Thank you for agreeing with me, Lisa and Michelle. Breaking bundles is against the rules. I know, but I have to break them eventually to sew with them, right? Yeah. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, Katie, I'm I have plans to make some project bags too with that fabric. Let's see. Oh, good night, Kayla. Thank you for joining us if you're still here. Yes, and bundles are like decor items, so hard to break. Okay. So I'm going to talk about March Madness a little bit. And so if anyone wants to kind of learn more about March Madness or you're not really familiar with it, Steel City Stitchers just put up a video a few days ago on Flosstube explaining March Madness and each of their processes for it, because everyone does it a little bit different. So how I'm going to do it is I've chosen 8 projects. I have 4 whips and 3 starts and 1 almost start. I mean, I have like just a few stitches in it, so I'm kind of counting it as a start. So I'm going to pair up whips and starts together, and I'm going to stitch on each item, each of the 8 for the first 8 days of March. So March 1st, I'll stitch on something. March 2nd, I'm going to stitch on something else. And those 2 are going to go head to head on my bracket. And I'm going to learn how to put a poll on Instagram so that you can vote which one moves on. And then on the 3rd and 4th, I have other projects. Same thing, another poll, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th. When I get to the 9th and 10th, then I'm going to have winners from 2 brackets, and those will move on and continue the voting process. Okay, until I get to the winner. And then that winner, I am going to finish stitching and fully finish by the end of March. And so everyone can kind of be involved and vote on what I'm doing and decide what I'm going to get done by the end of March. So let's see. I'm not used to having a helper pull things out of the bags for me. Okay, so here is my first choice. This is a whip. I started it last year with Mania. It's Brenda Gervais Tulip Festival. You can see that. There you go. No glare. Sorry for covering your face, Jeff. And here is what I have done. So all I have stitched on with this is from Mania. Can I have the note paper so I can tell them what I'm stitching it on? I am so sorry about my cough tonight. For some reason, it got bad today, and I'm not sure what I got into or what's bothering me, but
it's getting better.
We're working on it. Okay, so this is 1 day of stitching. I started it with Mania. It was one of the things that I stitched on for 1 day. I am stitching it on, okay, it is Weeks Dye Works 32 count linen, and it's the color linen. So Weeks Dye Works linen, 32 count. I am using mostly the called for flosses. However, I struggled with finding a lot of them at that time. So I made substitutions, but I didn't change the idea of the color from Brenda, you know, when she designed it. So that's going to be my first one. So again, that's Tulip Festival. That bunny is so cute.
Ellie's asking, can you make predictions? I don't know if it's you. But...
that's Michelle. Yes. Yeah, okay, Kathy, yes. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch did do this last year, and that's where I got the idea, but then I found out that the Steel City Stitchers are the ones that really got this kind of going, and so I looked to them to understand how it kind of works and get all the details figured out. And Michelle, sure, you can make predictions if you want. Oh, and let's see. Someone is saying husbands do cross stitch too. We can get you hooked and you'll spend too. He already spends.
Are you done?
Yes. Okay. So that's the first one. All right, number 2 is going to be a new start. So this is Jump into Spring from Jeannette Douglas. And for anyone that's been following me for a little while, you know that I did Fall into Autumn and I did Cozy into Winter. And I stitched them both, but I haven't fully finished them yet. So anyway, this will be a new start. I have stitched all of them, and I have summer also. It's Soar into Summer, but that's not part of March Madness. And then I have this fabric, which I used for all of them. I didn't write it down. Okay. It's yeah, so it's gray and white gingham or barnboard check or what, I don't know. They call it different things. It's the gray and it's Zweigart. It's 32 count. You can buy it at Fat Quarter Shop. I've also bought packages of it at Hobby Lobby. And then I sprayed it. Excuse me. I sprayed it with the antique spray. So you can see here's the back where I didn't spray. And then I am going to use the called for colors. So that is number 2. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep stuff organized because otherwise I'll have a problem later. Okay, number 3 is a whip. I also started this for Mania and have 1 day of stitching on it. This is Bobbin Along from Notforgotten Farm. Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably talk about the FFO plans for each of these things if I can. So the first one, the Tulip Festival, I'm not 100% sure on exactly how I'll decide to FFO that yet. And then the Jump into Spring, all of those I plan on doing pillow finishes, the series of 4. And so that one would be a pillow. And then this one I plan to do the drum. I bought this as a kit from Country Sampler. And so there's finishing fabric included that was included with the kit. So Bobbin Along, Notforgotten Farm. And then, so I'm using called for colors, which it calls for DMC. And so it's DMC. Here's my start. So this is that big spool that the robin is sitting on. And then just some other, like I said, it's a 1 day start. And the fabric, I thought I had it written down here. Sorry. This was back before I wrote everything down. Oh, here it is. It is 40 count earth from Fiber on a Whim. Again, like I said, I got it as a kit from Country Sampler, and that was in the kit. And this fabric is really awesome, and I think it's going to be really beautiful when it's done. All right, so that was number 3. Okay, number 4 is hands-on design. Let's talk stitching. And my full finish will be a bag from, and I have the kit, I'll show you in a second here, from Simple Stitches Fabric Shop. They call this the Stitch and Stow bag. So I will probably stitch this smaller piece. Yes, okay, so models are stitched on 32 count, and I have a 32 count picked out for this. So I plan on not really called for colors because it's stitched in white words and my fabric won't show very well. So this is 32 count Vintage Stormy Night. So it's gray rather than black. So what I plan on doing is the words I plan on stitching in some sort of over-dyed black. So there's some variation to the color. And I think that will look really nice. In the Stormy Night looks really good with the fabrics in the kit. Ugh, I should have taken this out of the plastic. Sorry for the noise. And if I'm shaking the computer. Oh, all right, here we go. There's the fabrics. Okay, so I'm going to stitch that, and then I'm going to fully finish it into the product, the Simple Stitches Fabric Shop Stitch and Stow bag. All right, so that was number 4, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Go. Number 5. Let's see. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing any big questions. And, oh, okay. Leanne, yes, Let's Talk Stitching. You've talked to me about stitching that in March, right? Is that the one? No, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry that I don't remember. Okay. All right. So number 5. This one is a whip. I had started it before Mania. This is my oldest whip. And I am stitching, so it's Heartstring Samplery. It's the Farm and Folk penny cushions. I'm stitching this one here. It's called Here a Peep, There a Peep. And I'll show you how far I am. And for my full finish, I'm calling it a pillow cover. So it's going to go on a little bit larger of a throw pillow rather than being a pin pillow when I get done. Here's how far I am. I am stitching this on .32 count natural linen. And I think you can see that. So I'm about 2/3 of the way done on this because there's 3 of these penny borders on the top and the bottom. And this cow right here, I'm actually going to make it black and white. And I've explained this before. Jeff and I both grew up on farms, both with Holstein cattle, or, well, I had cattle. His farm had cows. But because we both had Holsteins growing up, and I wanted to make that more of a Holstein. And this is for Jeff. He plans to put it in his office. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see, I told you the fabric and using called for colors. I think, if I remember right, this one is pretty much all Weeks Dye Works. Sorry, that won't fit in the bag. All right, So that was number 6, or no, that was number 5. Yep, sorry. Okay. Okay, so number 6 is my sort of new start. I mean, because I have so little of it done. So I started this with Mania, but I started another block party, I think on the same day. And so I have even less stitching on this. And I've only stitched on it that one day. So I have the pins, and then the chart comes with that little finishing piece of fabric. So this is Block Party Home. Now the houses on here are kind of red and blue. I know you can't see that very well, but and anyone that's been watching, you know, I'm not a big fan of blue. And so I changed the color of the houses. And so they're going to be more of a rust color and a green.
Christine Johnson just joined us.
Someone just joined us?
Christine, if you want to say hi to Christine.
Oh, hi, Christine. Thank you, Vivian. Okay, and Leanne, I'm glad that I remembered that right about when you were going to stitch that. Okay, so here's my tiny start. Very few stitches. This I am stitching on. So besides changing the color of the houses, I'm pretty sure that everything else is pretty much called for. And I am stitching it on 28 count vintage country mocha. I think 28 count is the kind of called for fabric. And because I'm going to make it into that block pin cushion, I didn't want to mess with a different size fabric. Okay. So that was number 6. Okay, so we're on to number 7. And I haven't said, like I always say, if you have questions about any of this stuff, just let me know later on. Once they get this back up onto YouTube and you could go back to it and watch it if you weren't able to make the live stream, in my drop-down box, I will have all the normal details that I usually put in there, like when I list out what projects I talked about in here. And so then you'll know which charts they are and designers. But if you have questions beyond that, let me know. Or, you know, once you see it on Instagram, usually I have more details shared there on a regular basis. All right, this one is a new start. And it is hands-on design. It's a free chart, but I still don't like to share them. You can go find this on her blog or her website. I don't remember. I bought a kit, so I got a print off of it included in the kit. So Berries in Bloom. I am going to stitch it in the called for colors, which are DMC. I'm going to use... It's 28 count. Oops. Oh, geez. I'm dropping stuff. This is 28 count Affogato from Fiber on a Whim. And of course, the color's not showing up very well for you, but I love Affogato. It has like green and tan, and it has like this pink kind of modeling in it too. That's just pretty. So this is another kit for my finish for, this is from Simple Stitches Fabric Shop. And included with this were our directions to make the throw pillow. And I don't think I have a picture of the throw pillow itself. But if you go to simplestitchesfabricshop.com, you can find this and see a picture. It has like some patchwork, and the berry wreath is like in one corner. It's really cool. These are the fabrics that they sent in the kit. You can see those. And so like I said, I'm affogato. You can't tell. This is so frustrating always, right? That's a little better. I don't know. I just think it'll give it a little bit of a smidge of rustic flair, I guess, rather than being totally bright. So that's going to be an actual, throw pillow when I fully finish that. Okay, so that's Hands-On Design, Berries in Bloom. Like I said, the cross stitch is a free chart, and so you can find it on Hands-On Design. I can't remember if it's a blog or if it's just on their website. Okay. All right. And then my last one is a whip. And anyone who has watched for a little while, you know about this at least a little bit. So I'm making this my own, right? Because it's my own March Madness. And so it's a quilt.
Jennifer wants to know if you're saying avocado color.
No, it's affogato. AFFOGATO. Okay, so yeah, affogato, not avocado. It's fiber on a whim. Okay, so my last project is not a stitching project. It is a quilting project. And anyone that's been watching, you know that I have had this in my whips for a while. And I had two different sort of goals. One was to get the top done by the end of October for breast cancer awareness. The other one was to just then try to get the top done by the end of 2021. Well, guess what? I still only have one block done. But I have it all cut, the top. So, all right, here it is. It is the 2020 Moda Stitch Pink Quilt Along. I bought the kit from Fat Quarter Shop. It uses all basic gray grunge solids. So here's their Stitch Pink jelly roll, which I haven't taken apart. The quilt kit, or the kit came with everything that you needed. I bought this because I liked it. So for anyone that doesn't remember or doesn't know the story, over the summer, let me back up. 2016, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. March 16th, 2016 is my cancer-free date because I had a bilateral mastectomy and reconstruction done. Although reconstruction wasn't done then, that's a whole nother story. Okay. I was fortunate in that we found it early. It was found on a mammogram. And because we found it early and we made the decision together that I was going to have that surgery, I ended up with no radiation and no chemotherapy and no further medications. That was sort of my entire treatment, and then follow-ups. Fast forward to this past summer, and so March of 2021 was my 5-year mark. This past summer, I went to see the oncologist, and she said to me that she got to say something she almost never gets to say, was that I was cured and that she didn't want to see me back there, but that I could always call her if I needed her, but that she didn't want me to have to come back. And hugged me and cried, and I cried. So anyway, I bought this quilt kit as a celebration for myself, and I really want to get it done. So I thought that
it should go into March Madness.
Yes, go into March Madness, because if this were to go all the way, I can get the top done in the month of March, because I just need to buckle down and work on it. So this one would not technically be fully finished by the end of March. I will have the quilt top finished by the end of March if this one were to win. And just to show you, here is the one block, which is, I think, block 1 done. So, and I've had this hanging in my craft room since I did this one block. I think it was in October. So that's the Stitch Pink quilt. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this one came out in 2020. But they still had kits and I was able to get one this past summer. Okay. So those are my 8 things. I didn't get my bracket all put together yet. Because I still might change my mind on what I pit against each other, but we'll see. And I'll share more about that. Excuse me. And like I said, so on March 1st and March 2nd, I'm going to stitch on my first 2 things that are going to go against each other. And then then on March 3rd is when I would post my poll on Instagram. So then you could vote between number 1 and 2 to see which one was going to move on. And so you can kind of watch Instagram for that information to be coming up. Bonnie, I don't think I've seen you enough to say hi, and anyone else that I've missed. Thank you so much. You're saying that my work is beautiful. Let's see.
Everybody loves the quilt idea. So there's lots of comments coming in on that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Michelle. So you're like, oh, everyone vote for the quilt. Let's see. Christine, you're saying you have a friend who is a breast cancer survivor. This quilt is on Fat Quarter Shop in all I'm sorry, it's not on Fat. I don't know if the patterns for each of the blocks is on Fat Quarter Shop or if you need to go to the Moda blog. But if you just Google it, you'll be able to find it. And they released a block each day of the month for October in 2020, I think it was, for this particular one. They did another one this past year too. But you can still get all the information, and you honestly could probably buy the called for fabrics because it's just basic gray grunge. In this one, I've seen, if you go on Instagram, you can see all kinds of different ones. People did lots of different fabrics and they're beautiful, just beautiful. Let's see.
We got about an hour, so if you want to move to questions or.
Okay. All right. Wow. I'm taking a long time, like usual. Oh, and Michelle's saying number 1 because bunnies. All right. So the only thing Christine, the kit, I'm not sure if the kit is still available, and I'm not sure if it was only a Fat Quarter Shop kit or if you could possibly find it other places. I got mine at Fat Quarter Shop. And
Kathy's mother and sister are both survivors.
I like hearing about a lot of survivors. 9 years, Phyllis. Yay. So I was going to see if you guys had any kind of weird, wild, whatever questions for me that maybe you don't usually get a chance to ask me when you watch a normal Flosstube, and I try to answer them. That's what I had planned to kind of wrap up here. So if you have questions, let me know. Thank you, Christine. She's saying thanks. It was a fun way to spend an evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Susan is asking what are my favorite online stores. How long do you have?
Let me pull out my credit card bill.
You would have to go back a ways to find it. Let's see. Kitten Stitcher, Hollis Hands Create, which is on Etsy. Jen's Stitching Niche, which is on Etsy. It's Garon, that's Garon, stitchery.com, I think. If you did a Google and you put in Garon and cross stitching, it'll come up for you. Let's see. I buy a fair amount from Fat Quarter Shop. Yeah, I just have one thing from there. Oh, Southern Stitchers Co. has been really nice to me. I fell in love with something that she had dyed, and I was able to order that from her. Gosh, I want to make sure I shout out everybody that I like.
Your fabrics. Your stitching fabrics.
So I'm in love with Needle and Flax Linen, and you can order that from her. There is a wait time, and she's been very clear about that. But that's really wonderful. And then I've also ordered from XJU Design. I've ordered directly from her, but I've also gotten stuff from shops. And I love her stuff. Okay. Let's see. If I remember any other online shops, I will tell you. And then let's see. I saw another question here.
Favorite
Okay.
linen company?
All right. So Leanne, favorite linen company. I love XJU Design. I love Fiber on a Whim. I love Needle and Flax. And let me tell you, when the spending freezes up, I am definitely adding to my fabric library because I need some more colors. Those three are definitely
The main ones.
Yes, definitely my main ones. Now, I stitch on Picture This Plus because I have some, and that was kind of like called for fabrics, or that's what I found over this past year. But sometimes it's hard to find those colors, right? So anyway, I've been trying to find more, some different ones and everything. So let's see. Thanks for joining, Sherry.
Our daughter's taking care of all the show.
Yes, I see that Vivian is telling everyone bye, if greeting them. Let's see. Any other questions? I feel like I should have more to talk about. I think right about now is probably when I would pause the video and go, okay, what did I forget? Oh, okay. So Michelle's asking me if I have a favorite for March Madness. You know what?
You can't
yeah,
do that because that's gonna.
I don't want to skew the voting.
Yeah, you can't get it from the coach.
Yeah, I don't want to skew the voting. Excuse me.
You got to ask the experts, like the people that are online.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't. Oh, yes. Like the experts that call the
winners.
Call the winners in basketball. Yeah.
We got to ask
I don't want to skew it either way. Like, I don't want everyone to pick it because I said it was my favorite, and I don't want everyone to pick, or I don't want to encourage people to not pick it because I said it was my favorite. If that makes sense. Thank you, Kathy, for your lovely words. Let's see. Okay. Have I tried Seraphim? Oh, thank you, Judy. You know what? I think I have a piece or two of Seraphim in my fabric library, but I have not actually stitched on it yet. So I will take that under advisement to find something and purposely, intentionally get something stitching on it. Thank you, Kathy, for saying that Vivian did a great job. I'll have to make sure that she's our greeter next time I do this. All right. Well, I think unless someone else pops up with something, I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Honestly,
You had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun.
I'm glad. I didn't know if you would. I kind of drug you into this. What was I going to say? Oh, last week when I talked on my Flosstube about trying to do this and that I was worried that there were going to be crickets and no one would actually be watching, that was a real fear. I was not just joking around. So to have so many people joining, it was awesome. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your Friday night with us.
Right. Thank you.
Let's see. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything here.
Doesn't look like it.
Nope, everyone's. All right. So with that, we are going to say thank you for sharing your time with us. And I will see you soon